Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air in the west, the rescues, the dangerous, life-threatening storms. Also, this new storm moving into the east, freezing rain, dangerous driving possible, Chicago to New York City. Also tonight, the U.S. launching new airstrikes and 2 U.S. Navy SEALs lost, now identified. First tonight, tracking this new storm from Texas up to Michigan over to the northeast. Multiple states now under alerts for ice and freezing rain as the death toll now rises from these brutal winter storms, at least 75 dead. The rescue playing out, several stranded on Lake Erie, a fire truck spinning out of control. And the images coming in out of the west at this hour, the rescues and the life-threatening storm system hitting now. Ginger Zee standing by to time this out. We have breaking news tonight, the U.S. launching those new airstrikes on Iranian-backed militants. It comes after a missile attack on a U.S. base in Iraq. James Longman with late reporting. Tonight, the identities of 2 U.S. Navy SEALs lost, now revealed after they fell from a ship during a daring mission. The race for president, the New Hampshire primary, is tomorrow, and tonight the showdown between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Haley trying to make the case that she is the only person left to prevent a Trump-Biden rematch here in the U.S. Rachel Scott in New Hampshire. The border, and tonight the Supreme Court rebuking Texas, the court ruling that federal agents can remove razor wire installed by Texas authorities. The Israel-Hamas war, the stunning moment families of hostages storm Israel's parliament, demanding lawmakers do more to get the hostages free. And our Matt Gutman tonight inside a massive Hamas tunnel. Our team shown apparent prison cells, mattresses, clothing, evidence that hostages had been kept there. Back in the U.S., the urgent manhunt right now in the suburbs outside Chicago. Police searching for a suspect. Multiple people found dead in 2 homes. Your health tonight and your risk for Alzheimer's. A new test that could screen before symptoms appear. Also tonight, what a new study shows about a daily multivitamin and dementia. And the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, and her personal reveal. And her message tonight about early diagnosis. Remembering a famous director tonight, you'll know his movies. And we have news on Billy Joel, what he's revealed the first time in 17 years.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to start another week with all of you at home. We do begin tonight with this new system moving across multiple states, the potential for freezing rain and dangerous driving as the death toll from these winter storms and brutal cold continues to grow. At least 75 dead now. Tonight here, we're tracking this new system from Texas all the way up to Michigan, to New York and the Northeast. Multiple states on alert at this hour for freezing rain, sleet and snow. The same system bringing winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour, blasting snow across South Dakota. Tonight, the images, the daring rescue on Lake Erie. The Coast Guard and local authorities pulling more than a dozen people trapped on the ice to safety. The ice and cold treacherous for millions, including first responders. Look at this, a fire truck spinning out of control while driving through a neighborhood, nearly hitting a house just outside St. Louis. Now this is headed right for the Northeast. Ginger Zee is standing by to time this out, and Trevor Ault leading us off from New York tonight.
Tonight, that 28-ton fire truck spinning out of control on icy roads near St. Louis. Watch again, firefighters responding to a call, losing traction, striking a vehicle and coming to a stop. Luckily, no one was hurt, but that dangerous ice storm is making travel treacherous across the heartland. AccuWeather capturing streets covered in ice outside Oklahoma City.
The back roads especially are incredibly slick. There's about a quarter inch of ice accretion that happened overnight from multiple waves of freezing rain.
On Lake Erie, east of Toledo, a race to rescue 20 people stranded on an ice floe a half-mile from shore. The Coast Guard and local authorities rushing to the scene, everyone making it back to land safely. But tragically, the death toll rising from weeks of winter storms. At least 75 people killed across 13 states, many from hypothermia and car crashes. In Memphis, where a boil water advisory remains in effect, residents like Carolyn Mayfield going several days without water.
I'm literally going outside, getting snow, melting it, and putting it in the toilet. Because it takes 3 gallons of water to flush it one time.
She thankfully has water now. Crews repairing the water system after dozens of mains broke through days of extreme cold. And in the west, a new storm sparking flash flooding in Southern California. First responders rescuing more than a dozen people in San Diego. Part of the 15 freeway shut down, snarling traffic, as much as 3 inches of rain falling in just 3 hours.
And David, the Northeast is next in line for these storms, with rain and freezing rain expected tomorrow. But then a winter warm-up is on deck, with several spots, including here in New York City, likely near 60 degrees on Friday. David?
You got our attention. Trevor Ault leading us off tonight. Trevor, thank you. So let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee, not only tracking this new system, but as Trevor mentioned there, the big change coming behind it. But I guess first things first, right, Ginger?
Yes, let's go ahead and get through the winter weather advisories, David, that go all the way from Topeka, Kansas to Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's mostly, in most of those places, for that freezing rain, meaning you see rain fall and then it hits a sub-freezing surface and freezes on contact. It makes that dangerous slick ice. We'll time it out here for you. Anywhere you see pink on the map has a shot at getting that before the rain takes over. So a lot of people from Chicago through Indiana, Ohio, and then snow on the north side of it, really for, most of New York over into Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont. Then after that, it's rain that takes over. And I think we'll see a lot of fog too, because we have a lot of snow cover, actually the most to this date in 8 years. When that happens, you'll also have flooding rains possible in Louisiana, Mississippi, and that warm up. Everybody waiting, David, for a good 30, 40 degrees warmer than where we were last week.
All right, Ginger Zee with us tonight. Ginger, we'll be watching first thing in the morning. In the meantime, we turn now to the breaking developments. We learned late today that the U.S. has launched new airstrikes on Iranian-backed militants. It comes after a missile attack on a U.S. base in Iraq. Also tonight here, for the first time, we have learned the identities of 2 U.S. Navy SEALs, one who fell from a ship, the other who tried to save him during a daring mission. The SEALs were never found. Here's our foreign correspondent, James Longman, tonight.
Tonight, US and British forces launching another major attack on Iranian-backed militias at multiple targets across Yemen. They're aimed at stopping Houthi rebels' attacks on ships in the Red Sea. The White House insists the strategy is working.
The strikes that we have conducted ashore in Yemen have degraded Houthi capabilities.
But so far, retaliatory airstrikes have failed to stop the Houthis. And it comes amid escalating tensions in the region. US troops at Al-Assad Air Base in Iraq came under attack over the weekend. Iranian-backed militias fired 17 ballistic missiles and rockets. Most were intercepted, but the Pentagon says at least 2 US personnel suffered traumatic brain injuries. It's just the latest in more than 150 attacks against US troops in Iraq and Syria since October. And tonight, we're learning the identities of the 2 Navy SEALs who disappeared on that nighttime mission to seize these Iranian weapons headed to Houthi rebels. 37-year-old Christopher Chambers and 27-year-old Nathan Gage Ingram. After a 10-day search, the Pentagon now confirms the men are presumed dead.
It underscores how dangerous the mission can be and the dangers that these brave warriors are willing to face every day.
The strikes hit underground military storage sites and Houthi missile and air surveillance capabilities. The US and its allies say de-escalation remains the goal. David?
James Longman live from London tonight. James, thank you. Meantime, back here in the U.S. tonight into the race for president, the New Hampshire primary, of course, tomorrow. Tonight, the showdown between Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Haley had wanted to make this a 2-person race, and now it is. Haley tried to make the case that she's the only person left to prevent a Trump-Biden rematch. Rachel Scott in New Hampshire tonight.
Kirsten, it's nice to see you.
Tonight in New Hampshire, it's do or die for Nikki Haley. She wanted a one-on-one matchup with Donald Trump, and now she's got it.
So we're going to do this. Get out tomorrow. Take 5 friends with you.
In the final hours, Haley crisscrossing the state with New Hampshire Governor Chris Sununu.
It is now a 2-person race. And what that means is your decision tomorrow is, do we want more of the same? Or do we want a new generational leader?
Haley insisting Trump and President Biden are just too old for the job. And she's seizing on this moment. Trump confusing her with Nancy Pelosi when talking about January 6th.
Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people, soldiers, National Guard, so whatever they want.
Haley pounced.
When you're dealing with the pressures of a presidency, we can't have someone else that we question whether they're mentally fit to do this.
Trump, meantime, has turned to mocking Haley's Indian first name, Nimrata, highlighting it and misspelling it again and again.
It's a little bit of a takeoff on her name, her name, wherever she may come from.
Haley was born in South Carolina. She told me Trump's attacks are proof she's getting to him.
This is what he does when he starts to feel insecure. This is what he does when he feels threatened.
One thing is clear. With Florida Governor Ron DeSantis out of the race, Haley is now the only candidate standing between Trump and the Republican nomination. And here in New Hampshire, she's counting on independent voters like Deborah Berube, a cook at a hospital. She tells me she's undecided, but
it's probably going to be Nikki.
Why Nikki?
Because I think it's time for a big change. Huge. So.
Why not Trump?
After all he's done now, we don't need it.
David, Nikki Haley is betting on a strong showing in this state, but right now she is trailing Trump by double digits. She told me that win or lose here, she is staying in this race until her home state of South Carolina, but that's still more than a month away. David.
Rachel Scott from New Hampshire. Rachel, thank you. Our coverage of the New Hampshire primary begins on ABC News Live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be leading our streaming coverage with Lindsay Davis and our powerhouse political team. When the results come in, we'll also be on the network, so stay with ABC News for the New Hampshire primary tomorrow night, right here on ABC. In the meantime, we turn back to the breaking news on the border tonight. The Supreme Court rebuking Texas in a 5-4 vote. The justices ruling that federal agents can remove razor wire installed by Texas authorities. The Biden administration had argued it was dangerous and inhumane. Terry Moran has covered the court for years for us.
Tonight, a narrowly divided Supreme Court delivering a victory for the Biden administration, clearing the way for federal agents to remove razor wire fencing installed by Texas along 29 miles of the southern border. In a 5-4 vote, the justices overturned an appeals court ruling that had blocked federal agents from removing the wire. The Biden administration had argued that the razor wire prohibited federal agents from carrying out their duties under immigration law, and that it's the federal government, not the states, that has primary responsibility under the Constitution for border enforcement. But lawyers for the state of Texas had argued that the wire, which had been installed on the orders of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, had been strategically positioned for the purpose of securing the border and stemming the flow of illegal migration, and accused federal agents of destroying the wire to help thousands of migrants to illegally cross the Rio Grande. ABC News was on the ground in September as Customs and Border Protection agents lifted or removed the wire as migrants arrived on the Texas side of the Rio Grande. Administration officials and immigration advocates have called the wire dangerous and inhumane. These graphic photos obtained by ABC News show some of the injuries caused by the wire, some requiring medical treatment. While the court's order today did not elaborate on the decision, 4 justices, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito, Neil Gorsuch, and Brett Kavanaugh, voted to side with Texas and deny the Biden administration's request. Today's ruling is just the start of what's expected to be a major battle at the Supreme Court over the efforts by Texas and other states to take more control over their international borders. And the justices will be deciding all this against the background of a crisis at the border and the presidential election. David?
Terry Moran from the court tonight. Terry, thank you. Now to the Israel-Hamas war, and tonight you will see the stunning moment. Families of hostages storm Israel's parliament, demanding lawmakers do more to get the hostages freed. And tonight here, our Matt Gutman takes us inside a massive Hamas tunnel and what they were shown. Proof the Israelis say that the hostages had been held there.
As the IDF launches its biggest offensive in weeks, tonight family members of the more than 100 hostages still held in Gaza storming a finance committee meeting of the Israeli parliament, demanding they act to bring them home, slamming the desk and shouting, "Now!" The lawmakers sitting there stunned, in a moment highlighting the growing pressure on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who reportedly rejected a deal presented by Hamas to end the war in exchange for their release. The IDF taking us into Khan Yunis in recent days, a set of tunnels beneath this house where the military says some 20 hostages were held. We descend the stairs. There's a half-mile straightaway, a series of turns.
So at this point, we're going to have to get on our hands and knees to get through here.
It opens up to a vaulted room, tiled and plastered. Then beyond, those cells, a mattress, pillow, and a toilet.
On this side right here is a canister that is used or was used to hold an RPG warhead.
Not far from where the IDF took us, Khan Yunis has been crammed with many of the nearly 2 million Palestinians displaced in fighting in northern Gaza, thousands again on the move, fleeing southward. And with the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry reporting the death toll topping 25,000, we asked the IDF,
Do all Palestinians in Gaza then have to pay because of what Hamas did?
We do not see collective punishment, but Hamas embeds himself using them as a human shield. And unfortunately, this tragedy creates this loss of life.
David, a senior Israeli official acknowledging to me that Israel's war aims of both dismantling Hamas and freeing the hostages are competing. Dismantling Hamas, he said, will take many months, and time is not something the hostages have, given the conditions they're being held in, which is one reason we're seeing this renewed momentum right now for negotiations. David.
Matt Gutman live in Tel Aviv tonight. Matt, thank you. Now to Boeing. Tonight, after the door blew off an Alaska Airlines flight, there are now new safety concerns over more Boeing jets. 171 MAX 9 jets were grounded already. Well, now the FAA is recommending that the airlines inspect the door plug of a second type of Boeing plane, the 737-900ER. Nearly 400 planes in all. Safety officials want to make sure similar door plugs are properly secured. The planes are flown by Alaska, Delta, and United Airlines. The airlines tonight say inspections have already begun. More welcome news on the economy tonight. Another record day for the stock market. The Dow gaining 138 points today, closing above 38,000 for the first time ever. The S&P 500 also reaching a record high, closing at 4850. When we come back tonight, the urgent manhunt right now in a Chicago suburb. Multiple victims found dead. Authorities say the suspect possibly armed and dangerous. Also news from Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, what she revealed, and her message tonight about early diagnosis. And then the study on multivitamins and your memory. Tonight, we have learned of an urgent manhunt in the Chicago suburb of Joliet. Officials say multiple people were found dead at 2 different homes. Police releasing a photo of a person of interest, Romeo Nance, considered armed and dangerous. They've also released a photo of the vehicle that he's believed to be in. There's news tonight about Alzheimer's. Researchers say they may be one step closer to a blood test, helping to identify those at higher risk of Alzheimer's, possibly before symptoms begin. Researchers say the test could be as accurate as the current invasive and expensive imaging and spinal taps. There's also a new study tonight that finds taking a daily vitamin, multivitamin, may improve memory and fight cognitive decline in older adults. When we come back here, the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, and her personal reveal her message on cancer prevention, early detection. And we remember a legendary director. You'll know his movies. To the index of other news, and we learned today that acclaimed director Norman Jewison has died.
Snap out of it!
He was the director behind classics including Moonstruck, In the Heat of the Night, and Fiddler on the Roof. Nominated for an Oscar 7 times, awarded an Academy Award for Lifetime Achievement in 1999. Norman Jewison was 97. The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, urging everyone to get checked for skin cancer. Ferguson revealing she's been diagnosed with melanoma. She credits the vigilance of her dermatologist that the melanoma was detected when it was. It comes less than a year after she underwent treatment for breast cancer. The piano man Billy Joel about to do something he hasn't done in years. His new single, Turn the Lights Back On, set to be released on February 1st. Said to be classic Billy Joel, his last new song, All My Life, was released in 2007. When we come back here, it was a hit song. They were just teenagers. Tonight, we remember the leader of the pack. Finally tonight here, they were just teenagers, making the top 10 6 times. Tonight, we remember May Weiss, leader of the pack. They were the all-female group rocketing to the top of the charts in the mid-1960s, the Shangri-Las. Their #1 single in 1964, Leader of the Pack.
I met him at the candy store. You turned around and smiled at me. You get the picture? Yes, we see. That's when I fell for the leader of the pack.
Known for wearing pants to send a message instead of formal gowns, popular at the time. Their first hit song, Remember Walking in the Sand.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
Their lead singer, May Weiss, was just 15. The Shangri-Las broke up after less than 5 years together. It would be some 40 years before May Weiss would perform again.
You better stop.
We learned over the weekend May Weiss died at her home at the age of 75. Tonight here, May Weiss, in her own words, talking to NPR about why she was determined to return to her passion, her first love, music, decades later.
it feels like where I belong. And now it's time to just have some music in my life and have some fun. I just want to rock and roll.
Long live our love.
Celebrating May Weiss tonight, leader of the pack. I'm David Muir. I'll see you tomorrow night. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir America's most watched newscast.